Hello BookTube! Today's video is courtesy of Daleks because without my coffee I'm not gonna make it through this video. I wanted to talk a little bit more today. I mentioned in my previous video that I am not probably going to be doing monthly TBRs anymore, and I have thought about that quite a bit, and Elizabeth from Books and Pieces just posted a video too about the stress that having these monthly reading lists has caused her and how she's probably not going to do it anymore either. And the more I've thought about it, the more I think that doing away and killing my TBR is probably a good idea. I am still going to be doing weekly reads or weekend reads and let you know, if a particular book has really got me excited. But I don't believe I'm going to be doing monthly collections of these reading lists anymore. I get really into an author. I am an emotional reader. If I pick up one book from one author and I really enjoy it, I then will serial read. I'll binge read on everything that they've read or everything that they've written or recommendations based off of that book. I'm topic driven. Goodbye, Tonks. I'm also topic driven, where I will be really into a particular subject matter and really want to delve into that topic. And I find that trying to plan out an entire month list restricts me, and then I feel the pressure that I still have to read the books that I've already announced that I'm planning to read that month. But on top of that, those other books that I'm in the moment interested to read get looked over, or I feel like I have to add those on to an already pretty aggressive reading list for myself for the month. So I'm doing away with it. I am an adult, and if I don't want to do something, I don't really have to when it comes to stuff like this. So I'm not going to do TBRs anymore. I am going to let you know the things that I am reading currently and what I'm planning to read this week, though. And speaking of Elizabeth from Books and Pieces, I picked up, and Jean from Bookish Thoughts. Both of them have recommended, I think in the last week, the Geek. I have to cover over the barcode for the library, so you don't know which area that I live in. I think that's creepy. I don't know why, but I got this from the library, and it is the Geek Feminist Revolution. I think 3/4 of the way done, and I've really enjoyed it. I've actually talked quite a bit with my husband about this, and I think when I do the review, he has actually shown interest that he wants to read it as well. I told him there's a couple passages about Mad Max and other sort of pop culture related themes, almost, as from the title you can guess, are geek related. So he's also very excited about this, and I think he's going to read it as well, and then we're going to do a joint review. I don't know how he feels about actually being on camera, but we're going to talk about it. We've already talked about several of the essays, and I've really found the perspective of a male reader reading what is geared most likely toward me, how the two compare, and basically our thoughts on all the topics covered in this novel. Another thing about the Geek Feminist Revolution is that I was looking at the book as though it was telling me this. Book problems. Is that she recommends a lot of other female authors and a lot of science fiction books that she's found meaningful, and I have added several books to my TBR basically on a book's recommendation. I've done it before though, and it's worked out well. So we're gonna see how that works out as well. I might do another video that's just the books that are recommended from the Geek Feminist and see what I think. But the next book that I found was by Ursula Gwen. I hadn't heard of this, and I read through the first few pages of the first story and really liked it. I'm also not a big short story fan, but after the book with all of the early science fiction female writers, that was great. So I'm kind of in the mood for more of that same vein, and I picked up this book by Ursula Gwen. It's a collection of her short stories. Another thing that I had never really paid attention to before, but I found very interesting when I picked up this book, is the blurb about her on the back of the book. It's cool to see kind of snippets of her life through her evolution as a writer. So this one, she's living in London at the time this was published, and I never realized one, that she lived in London, or two, that she hadn't lived in Portland for as long as I guess she does now. Sorry, I seriously need to get a haircut, and we're going to be doing a lot of head shaking just so that I can see you. I know how that sounded. Talking to a camera by myself in a room. But anyway, oh, I haven't had enough coffee to be doing this. Another book that I picked up and I plan to read this week is The Natural History of Dragons, and the same thing. So this is, the cover. There you go. You can't see me now because yay for lighting. But this has gotten so many really great reviews here on BookTube, and I really loved the idea of a scientist at the end of her career kind of writing a memoir about her life in that field. And it has dragons, and we all know that I have a special place in my heart for dragons. So I think this will be a really nice contrast to Tooth and Claw, which was a little more feeling based, I think, and you were supposed to be more emotionally attached to the dragons as characters, and this is more from a detached scientific perspective from what I can gather. And I'm really excited. I've only heard really good things about this, so I'm looking forward to picking it up and getting started. The last book that I'm planning to read this week, 4 books in a week. This is a little aggressive even for me. Not that I read, a whole lot, but for my reading pace, this is going to be an aggressive week. I had started Starship Troopers. I mentioned in my haul video that I was kind of thinking about picking that up and starting a Heinlein sort of reading spree, and I read the first, I think, 5 pages. I'm not in the mood for this, really. Just really not in the mood for this. And my husband had recommended Stranger in a Strange Land, and I picked up that and it's just covered in the branch that's closest to me, library stickers. So I'm not going to show that one. I think it's one of his most popular novels. I don't really know that much about it, but my husband read it a long time ago and really enjoyed it. And so when I saw it, I went ahead and picked it up. Okay, so that is the list of books that I'm trying to get to this week. And I hope that this week is also a great reading week for you. And if you have any particular thoughts on any of the books that I've mentioned, please mention them below. And let me know what you're planning to read this week and what you think about TBRs. Does it cause you stress? Anyway, I hope you're having a fabulous day and have had a wonderful week. And I'm looking forward to seeing what you're reading. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.